What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight as we wrap up another week of discussing our Dallas Cowboys.
And this offseason's coming. It's here. We're flowing right through it. And hey, just every week goes by.
Time is flying by.
Another check off, another week gone, and another week closer to the Cowboys 2023 football season kicking off. Still a little bit away, but we're getting there, right? The grind is on. Tonight we're grinding to the end of this week and our show. We're going to crown some champions. We're going to see who's repping the boards and all that good stuff.
Some extra special gear.
Oh, yeah. Extra special gear from someone who always stays skeptical. But, baby, as you can see from today's Cowboy chat, a lot of the young guys are on the forefront of tonight's show. Undrafted guys on the left side here, middle. And, of course, on the right side, the drafted guys. Like, 42 Deuce Vaughn and Luke Schoonmaker. We're going to talk about those guys and much more here on My Cowboys Family. On a quicker stream tonight, should be. But a very interactive one, I feel, on the finale here for the week. So, baby, before we can even get going, we got to get showing to who reps here on our boards this week. For the last day this week, it's none other than a couple of ballers. The sponsor of the week, all the way from Hawaii, Mark Hosepian.
Mahalo to you, Mark.
Yes.
Appreciate you, of course.
Yeah, he also got 100 points, fully loaded on the stream boss. So always a big shout out to the man, Mark Hosepian. And, of course, the Cash App King, another baller, Jason Renfro, repping that Randy White from the 80s style jersey. He won right here in MCF. Much love to Jason Renfro, the Cash App King in the house. But then, of course, we got to also shout out the people that are currently in the lead on things. And when it comes to leading, without question, guys, in the Cash App side, it's Jason Renfro.
Ooh, no surprises there.
No surprises there at all, guys. Jason Renfro, slightly trying to go back to back like our 90s Cowboys. And then on the overall board, currently atop of all things, it's David S. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta apologize here. Sorry, guys. I thought he was. It's not. He's not the leader. It's David S. David S. is leading both boards here on the final night, and I apologize on that, David. If you're in the house, much love to him. He did drop 2 20s in the Cash App. So
it was to the Cash App.
He's got a big lead over Jason Renfro right now. That's always catchable, I'm sure. Jason Renfro, I do have to say, baby, the king of the Cash App, also dropped $1.43 holler, so he's a little bit closer. Jason Renfro getting closer to the top of the board, but he is in second place to the leader, David S. And also David S., baby, he's also the overall leader. Currently, I think he's up by 3 or 4 over Mark Hosepian. So if he pops on tonight, he might try to get that back-to-back sponsor of the week crown. We'll see what happens. But David S. currently tonight, as of this moment, and in an hour, he might just be the king of the Cash App and the overall sponsor of the week. We'll see what happens here. Outside of the membership side of things, which, by the way, much love to Skeptical Fan. We're going to shout him out here when we put the camera on. Skeptical Fan is the leader in the monthly membership gifted membership. So when you're gifting memberships here, he's got 15 of them. It's a new feature we had starting May 1st, and he's already jumping in the lead here in first. The Scorpio is in second, but 15 gifted memberships from the great Skeptical Fan. Much love to him. And, can't do these things without your guys' love and support. Also, another shout-out here pre-stream from Brandon Shea, $1 holler. He said, "Go Cowboys." His birthday is June 16th, 92, but he's going to be 31 years old here very shortly. So happy
almost birthday.
Yeah, very early birthday for Brandon James Shea. Much love to him. Much love to Jason Renfro with the pre-stream drops. But David S., he's coming for that top spot. He's currently overall leader and the Cash App leader. We shall see what happens. Now, outside of, like I said, memberships, there's gifting, but there's also super chats. Outside of those ways, maybe there's 4 other ways you can drop love here, help out the channel. Show them how you doing.
Of course, through the Cash App, money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the PayPal link, of course, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link lets your comments show up right here on screen like a super chat. So.
Yep. So as all those ways, we'll be checking it all night, and good luck to all who are participating in the battles. And anybody can jump into this thing. As you can see here, peeking over the top, you see something. And I think Skeptical Fan knows what's going down. So we're going to open this up here because we got ourselves, again, once a week at least on camera.
Getting a bit of a peek, a preview up there.
Hey, listen, a little preview. But the man, Skeptical Fan, sent us some great gear. And baby, why don't you explain it before I open this up?
Yes, again, huge shout out to Skeptical Fan. Like you said, he sent us a little something through the mail. And, since I was lucky enough to be able to fit into one of those somethings, and Mr. MCF does have, a hat appreciation. And I almost had a head, but then I realized, I'm like, I have a head too. Just saying. But yes, so you'll be able to see it right here. Thank you so much, Skeptical Fan. Much love. Yes. Appreciate you. And baby,
let's unveil it. What's up? What's up?
Here we go. Yes, we have this awesome cowboy hat Mr. MCF is wearing right there.
Great artwork.
Awesome cowboy. And of course,
I'm probably not fitting me very well, but
So, which again, you'd be able to see it a little more if I was like taller, but it is here. It is here. Here, let me lift the shirt up a little more. Here we got the Cowboys representation.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Skeptical. Appreciate you. Much love. Again, fits great.
Yes, listen, it's not my style, but I always appreciate a good hat. So, and always when it's ripping that star, I love it. So appreciate it.
That's it. Cowboys are always
ripping it. Yes, and again, much love to We're going to wear this tonight the whole way through, and throughout other streams in the future, of course. But we had to open it up, right? Skeptical Fan making it happen. Much love to him. Who's in the house tonight? To shout out, maybe, in the chat.
Let me go ahead and shout out. Thank you to House Nelson. Much love to you. Skeptical Fan always. Stay skeptical. Yeah, I figured that would make you laugh. I'm like, we both technically do have heads. I could wear the hat. So
you could, I know, but
Rolando Rodriguez, all the way from South
here.
Texas. No. Next time you wear the shirt, I wear the hat.
Oh, that shirt's not going to fit me, baby. That's not going to fit me. Should fit my arm, maybe.
Come on, you'll be rocking the Zeke crop tops.
You can hit the hat next time.
Let me see. We have Stephen White in the house. Hello and hi. Scorpio, much love. Let me see. Alonda Hanslew, hello.
Thanks, Skeptical. He said it looks good.
House Nelson in the house. Presley Mitchell, what's up? We have, let me see, Frame Rippers, the man himself, who, by the way, he said, I like Moreno since he's my cousin's kid.
Hey, again, he's Fresno State receiver.
In the family,
That's right. You got to answer that question up in the chat, guys. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit it up. That's the main topic tonight. Just rookies tonight. Just rookies. So, we'll be talking about the undrafteds in a couple.
Fresh.
Yeah, so fresh.
So, Spoony Dog, what's up? Hello and hi. Mike Aldana, much love. He also said, which by the way I can understand. So, and if you feel this way, maybe our discussion, maybe hold off on voting until we have our discussion. Yeah. He said, I don't know enough about some of our undrafted free agents outside of Deuce to give you an opinion on that right now.
And again, Deuce is a drafted rookie. So keep that. Again, these are the drafted guys, the 8 guys. And then we had 13 undrafted, which we've talked about often here. We've been kind of leading up a little, we have a little undrafted corner here and there. We'll talk about a player for like 5 minutes. Today I'm going to talk about 4 players, but one of them is not on your list, by the way. And it's really about 3 players I think I'm going to specifically focus on. Yeah, and the 3 players I think have a chance to make this 53. We'll talk about it.
So we'll have to see. Drums and Cowboys, much love. He said, hello from the 956, home of the SpaceX, and the famous Cowboys Southmost Pitara.
Hey, again, it sounds like it's a Houston area, no? Near that area, yeah. 956,
I think so.
Yeah, so.
Let me see. Pioneer, what's up? Much love to you. So, let's see. Skeptical said, I'm more of a beanie person. So, I'm not, I don't know. Hats make me itchy.
Yeah,
so, it's again, you know me. Like,
my hair is fine. I mean,
I know, just hats.
People think I'm bald, right? No.
Like, I don't mind hats on, like, very rare occasions, but hats just feel wrong.
It's a style. Sometimes. It's a thing. But it's hard for me to get a hat that I like to fit. So, and actually, it's one of the ones that I like.
You are very picky with hats. I remember one year, like
if I'm wearing this hat, that means I like
for your birthday, for like our anniversary. I got you like 3 hats, and none of them worked. You returned every single one. I was so pissed.
See, Skeptical?
And not just saying like
I know. You just it's hard to shop.
I was trying to find the Goldilocks hat. So anyway, there you go. So we still have not found a frame for that poster. We have to go to the big Walmart.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find one at our Target. It's surprisingly enough, we live in a spot where like Walmart is far from us, so it's just hard to get out there. So we have to hit up our Walmart, and we'll hopefully be doing that this upcoming weekend.
It's a specific Walmart, right? It has like all the stuff. Not
exactly.
Like
so you guys know what it's like. You go to the one place, you know it's not going to have it. You go to the other one where you know it has it. So anyway, But yes, we will be showing that off. That's the other thing we didn't get to mention.
Yes,
we will be showing it off here shortly.
Well,
but he also sent us a copy of our schedule.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm thinking of making like a weekly check, like a big win or loss, whatever it is, every week. We'll put up on that poster.
Actually, that's a great idea.
But I also want to say that you can check out the picture in our shirt and hat from Skeptical Fan on Twitter at MyCowboysFamily, which we retweeted it. Much love to frame for a Skeptical Fan for sending it to us, but also retweeting it out there, getting out there.
Frame Rivers because we were talking about the frame.
Exactly, it's the frame that we need to get. Yeah, it's overlapping here, but yeah, guys, we had a great weekend. Hope you guys had it too. We're gonna start this thing off here in a minute or two with our Dallas Cowboys and get to these undrafted rookies and the drafted rookies too. A couple of them.
Yeah, you see, we have some hat people here in the chat. Frame Rivers said he hasn't worn one for a while, so there we go. So let's go ahead and put on our newly minted rookie hats. Right? Let's just pretend this is a rookie hat or something. But the point is, guys, let's go ahead, talk about our rookies, and let me go ahead and do that by starting off by reading the poll that we have going on right now.
But it's funny because I'm not even going into the rookies off. I always start a little soft in there. But again, most of the stream, 99% of it is like rookie talk. But yes, the undrafted rookies specifically, not the drafted guys. Again, if I can show you guys the
list.
I'll give you the list. I'll give you guys the draft here, right? Which is right there. I'm not talking about these 8 guys. I'm talking about the 13 undrafted guys. So what's the question, baby?
Which undrafted rookie do you think has the best chance to make our 53-man roster for the Cowboys, of course? So we have wide receiver Jalen Moreno Cropper from Fresno State, the defensive edge linebacker Isaiah Land from Florida A&M, fullback Hunter Luepke from North Dakota State, and offensive guard TJ Bass from Oregon.
All right, so what's the numbers looking like? Who's last?
As of now, last, surprisingly, actually not really, the offensive guard TJ Bass from Oregon.
Wow.
He's got only 14% of the votes.
That was my pick. How you guys go against me?
Frame Ripper's cousin. I'm never going to forget that now. Jalen Moreno Cropper. He's got 18% of the votes. Receiver, which honestly not surprising that he's that low just because of his position. That's what I was going to say.
That's why he's not my... I'll go into it.
I know. But, you never know, right? And again, practice squad's always there. 21% did say Isaiah Land. But overwhelmingly...
Wow.
Once again, the chat agrees with me because you guys know what it's about. Yes, I said fullback Hunter Luepke just because to me,
Lipke. Like a lip.
Sorry, I know.
No, I just wanted we gotta learn these names, right? We all learning together. I know.
When I'm reading,
Hunter
it sounds
Luepke.
like Luepke. So, but Luepke. I personally think he has the best chance of making it just because of special teams as well. And some of the things that I am kind of hoping we see.
We're going to talk about it. I want to know if you agree when we're done with this.
But I know. That's why I said that's why I voted
Here's the great thing. We got 4 of these guys. You could throw in there Darrell Johnson. You could throw in there Miles. This is Miles. We'll get into him. There's another guy that you could throw in. There's a couple guys you can throw in there, like Miles Brooks. That you could say he's better than our current draft pick itself, and Eric Scott Jr. There's 6 guys you could put on this list that could, one way or another, make this team on the 53, or, of course, I think they're all making the practice squad at the very least. If they don't get picked up by somebody else. We got to see how preseason goes, injuries go, we got to see how training camp, of course, goes first. So all that stuff comes, and we'll see what we're left with these, again, 5-6 guys I'm going to discuss tonight, but really we're going to focus on 3 undrafted that are good, not just to say, we'll tap into them in 3 years when we develop. No, I'm talking about now. On their 53. That's what I'm talking about. So
yeah, the Cowboys want someone who can produce in some way.
So we're going to look at position factors in this. You made a great point about Cropper. We're going to talk, and it's actually, I got to talk about Lipke's situation with Schoonmaker. They almost, very similar in some ways. Could make other guys expendable, but that's what we're talking about. Is that a more needed position, or is it not? You got Ronald Jones and Schoonmaker in there.
Basically, Schoonmaker might wear multiple hats type of situation.
He is. He's going to run 4 different spots. So, do we need Lipke? I'm just throwing it out there. And then the guard, that's TJ Bass Morgan is my guy in this group. But again, you guys may not know why. So we'll go talk about that. And I'm going to say Isaiah Land, no matter what. That guy's talented. It's just about, he's from a smaller school, lesser competition. A lot of these guys, lesser competition. So they got to prove themselves out there. But I think all 4 of these guys, plus Darrell Johnson, plus Cropper, plus a couple others, Miles Brooks, I think had a chance to make this team in some shape, form, or fashion. But we'll We'll discuss it. 53
real quick,
we'll
Skeptical fan said, I keep hearing Jalen Brooks could replace Noah Brown. He could take the Noah Brown role, so to speak.
Exactly. So. That's the Noah. We discussed that from the start. He's literally a Noah Brown clone, size-wise, strength-wise, his strengths, blocking and playing special teams. That's Noah Brown. So we don't Noah Brown to Houston. We got a cheaper Noah Brown in the 7th round. So Brooks will make the team, I believe. But as a Noah Brown guy, and not as a Noah Brown guy in our 2nd or 3rd receiver spot, a Noah Brown guy in their 6th spot, where he should be. Right? So special teams, the 6th guy on the receiving core.
Yeah, so, Gerald Beasley, what's up? Yeah, what's up? He said, Bass could replace Josh Ball. Without
question, and Ball's playing the tackle spot. This guy plays tackle and guard. This guy's a glass-eating blocking guy. And again, there's reasons why he wasn't taken, a smaller school and all that good stuff, but the fact that we don't have any guards that are really viable. Yeah, Farniak's our guy.
And not just that, but even if he ends up playing like a backup role type of situation, we're still looking, I know Marco Sepian's been beating that drum for a while in the sense of the drop-off in talent. Like, we have nothing if we lose someone on the
We're trying to bank on a Chuma. First of all, we don't have a starter at guard. Technically, if Tyler Smith's playing tackle, Tyler Smith's playing guard. And what happens is when Tyron Smith gets her at tackle and Tyler Smith moves to tackle, who takes over that spot for 5, 4, 1, 10 games? Chuma Odoga? I don't think it'd be TJ Bass, but I'm saying right now, Farniak is definitely not the answer. There's nobody that's the answer. So that's how thin we are right there. And I think TJ Bass is the best chance to make, again, not a starting spot or even impactful, just start making the 53. So a lot of reasons. I think some of these guys you can say are because of special teams. Bass would have to be special teams worthy, in the blocking or the defensive side on punts or something like this. He has to cover the punt. He's got to be responsible for that, not just blocking but coverage. So that's a lot of reasons why these guys may not make it and go to the practice squad because they can't play special teams. Great stuff. We're going to discuss that. Let me just start. We good to go? We good to go? Kick it off, baby. Yeah. We're good. Again, guys,
we're
going to run through it tonight fast unless you guys slow us down. You guys drop memberships. You gift memberships. You guys give super chats or anything like that. Cash apps, Venmo, all that stuff. Yeah. We stop the show and we discuss your comments. Of course, that will take us a little longer. Outside of that, we're going to kind of slide and fly through tonight's stream because there's not much news. But we will be interacting with you guys some here when we get to the undrafted stuff. Really quickly. NFL, not really, it's Cowboys, but most playoff wins since 1966, since... I'm not going to say the merger, but say since Super Bowl I. And a couple of years later, it became Super Bowl, right? It was just the AFL, NFL championship game when it was like, the AFL was like the lesser league. But the point is, 1966, the most playoff wins since then. There's 6 teams that right now, well, not 6, but there's 4 teams that are tied for number 1. The Cowboys used to be number 1 on this by themselves. Now it's the Patriots with 36 playoff wins. The Niners also have 36 playoff wins. The Steelers also 36 playoff wins, and our Dallas Cowboys currently at 36 playoff wins. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the top 4 teams. Think about it, guys. Think about the playoff wins in the history of these teams. The Patriots have how many? 6. Steelers have 6. The Cowboys have 5. The Niners have 5. So the top teams that ever won playoff games, all 4 of them are the best teams really when it comes to Super Bowl rings and things. 5th place are the next team up there, which is the Green Bay Packers. They have 29 playoff wins, and then the Raiders, 25 playoff wins. They're 6th on this list. Just want to throw it out there. We got to get moving. Get some more playoff wins rolling. You know what I mean?
It does make sense, though, that the better and more dominant teams, so to speak, that were able to get to that spot, as many times as they did, were also the types of teams that continue to win playoff games and continue to be in the playoffs enough to even win playoff games, right?
Yeah,
like, you can't win any playoff games if, your record is consistently 6-10 as it would have been back in that time.
Yeah, exactly. So, I understand that, but it's to be that consistent of a team, and again, when you're winning with you're winning and adding Super Bowls, of course you got to be winning some playoff games to add to that. So we know 6 Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowls, these teams at the top of the list. And even the next team like the Packers, they have 5 as well. They have 4. I don't know how many they have. But the point is, the teams that obviously won the most playoff games seem to have won the most Super Bowls, obviously. Now, linebacker, real quick, and I'm not even going to the rookies yet. I'm talking about our starters, right? But I'm talking about Micah Parsons, who we know is going to play mainly edge rusher most of the time. He might have 100 to 200 snaps at the linebacker spot or some kind of blitzing linebacker role. We know last year, about 190 snaps he had last year at the actual linebacker spot. But take Micah out the picture for a second. Right? Whoop, gone. Now, Well, with LVE manning the middle, who's going to, again, we only really need 2 linebackers. We got Curse, we got Donovan Wilson. These guys plays the pseudo-hybrid like linebacker spot. So, and we know Micah can drop back and do linebacker, but 2 linebackers what we need. Which linebacker steps up with this guy? Okay, we know LV is going to be we know we're going to get with LV. He ain't like superstar, but he's all right, he's pretty solid as our interior linebacker, helping stop the run when you have a good Jonathan Hankins, or you get like, a Mozzie Smith right now. They're going to help LVE not have to rush into the gap and then get beat on a play action play, right? When he's got to cover his run gap because we're weak there, and then he's going to take 2 steps forward and leaves depth behind him for a tight end or a receiver in the slot crossing by and taking a huge gain on us because of the play action. You stop that with Mozzie Smith and Jonathan Hankins. They stop the run more. It's you're secure in stopping the run now. LVE don't have to rush up and bite on the run every time. He can now stay his depth and play action. He's right there. They can't throw it. So that's how Mozzie Smith is going to help us as our first overall, for our first pick of the first round. And then of course, you look at Hankins. We know how much better LVE was. A monster when Hankins played over 55% of the snaps last year. Yeah, 55% of the snaps. When he played over 55% of the snaps, LVE had double-digit tackles. And I think 2 out of 3 games or something like that. Or maybe after all his games, he had 2 double-digit games when Hankins was there playing over 55%. So that just starts me off. We know the situation. We know how we're going to get better on the run stopping side of things. But my question is, who's the other linebacker? Take Curse, don't use him. Take Donovan Wilson, don't use him. Take Micah Parsons, don't use him. Who's the other guy next to LVE? Who's the guy that's going to have to step up? And to me, you got a short list of names here. And even some of these guys, big questions. Devin Harper, last year's 6th round pick. Special teams guy, they like him. He's not ready to get in there yet, in my opinion. You got Malik Jefferson, practice squad. I mean, he's a solid guy, solid depth. He's not stepping into that second spot, right? Jabril Cox, the biggest, unfortunate disappointment. And he was a big guy in my list in 2020. I thought he was going to be a coverage type linebacker, really complement whoever's the run stopper. But we got to see something from this guy, right? So right now he's off the board, in my opinion. Now you got a rookie named DeMarvion Overshown, right? Number 35 on that field. He will be. I think he'll be fantastic for the Cowboys. Is he the guy starting there day 1 next to LV? The answer is no. It's obvious. It's last year's 5th round pick. Should have been a 2nd round pick if he wasn't injured with that neck issue. Damone Clark. That's the guy who's stepping up.
Very patiently for you to say that name.
Yes.
And I was just like, it's okay. I'll let you build up to it.
Well, I mean, I'm going through all our linebacking choices, and that's the reality is, you got some solid late depth, some special teams depth like, Devin Harper and Malik Jefferson, Jabril Cox. Don't know what's going on with him, but
I had said early on last year that he was my favorite draft pick.
Damone Clark,
and this year, that rooster is coming home to roost.
And he roosted last year.
Exactly.
He was doing it unexpectedly half the year last year, doing a great job. By the way, also when Hankins was in there, Damone Clark was actually also much more efficient. So it's obvious that when you fix that interior, you help this guy, and you help Damone Clark, the other guy is going to be in there with him. That you will see Jabril Cox, hopefully sometimes in pass coverage downs. Overshown should be involved some this year, throughout the year, maybe more so as the year goes on. And I think depth with Malik Jefferson and Devin Harper, that's good depth there. But we only need 2 guys at a time because you still got Micah Parsons, you got Jaron Curse, you got Donovan Wilson. That's 3 other guys that can help out in that linebacker or run support role. So, again, Damone Clark, he's the guy. You got 5'5", you got 3'3". Tony Dorsett's old number. That's Damone Clark, and I think he'll be rocking it out on defense at linebacker. And any quick thoughts in the chat about that? I know Damone Clark's your guy.
Real quick. What's up, Akeem Sears? Let me see. I did want to read this comment because Pioneer said, how can we still not have a left guard? That's self-sabotaging or something.
Yeah, we'll discuss.
I had responded, it's hard to understand if it's just like, our Cowboys keeping things purposely hidden, and trying not to give anything away. But not having someone designated as your starting left guard feels less like trying to keep things hidden or whatever, and more like just you don't have it figured out and it's dumb.
I know we're switching gears to the offensive line side of things. We're going to get to that a little bit later, but just really quickly on that, I just want to make sure that when I read about the fact that we had a big glaring hole there in the sense that there was nobody listed as the starting left guard on our sheet, it's because Connor McGovern was gone. He was our starter last year, McGovern, and now he's in Buffalo. So Because you look at Dalton Schultz, there's a big hole there too. When you look at Zeke, there's a hole there too. Running back, tight end, and left guard are not filled right now. We know Tony Pollard's a starter. They just haven't updated those spots are open.
Yeah.
And they didn't move anybody up in that spot. But when it comes to left guard, the truth is there's very, very, very light there. There's no depth. And that's where the issue is. Even if you get your best 5 out there, how long will they last and play together? It would be 5 games, 3 games, 7 games, but it's not going to be playoff games maybe. And that's what we need. Everybody there, full speed, full go. And I don't know if we can trust a very thin depth offensive line when you have Tyron Smith on there. You get injured. You got Terrence Steele coming back from the ACL. Just saying. So we'll talk about the offensive line, I promise. Now, that's the linebacker side. I guess that's no linebacker comments in there, baby. But
let me see.
If there isn't, that's fine. I'm going to move on to getting to the rookies now.
Let me see. Let's go ahead and move on just because, some of the other comments, they're not directly.
I don't hit them those comments until we'll get to them. You know what I'm saying? When we get to the topics. So, LV talked about the linebackers. Now, let's go to the rookies here. I want to get to the rookies. And I'm going to start off with the 2 guys that we got to talk about. Luke Schoonmaker, number 86, and number 42, Deuce Vaughn, running back, Kansas State. 5'5". Now, if you guys have been watching the channel and have subscribed and have the bells on, you check the shorts, you see the videos over this weekend. I'll explain what happened. So, the NFL Player Association, along with Fanatics Rookie Premier, they had a jersey unveiling for 45 rookies. These are 2 of them, by the way. Reppin' 86 with Schoonmaker, reppin' 42 with Deuce Vaughn.
Love to see it.
Deuce Vaughn was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school. A tiny guy, right? Now you see him, and you see it in our shorts. He's trying on that. We see him with the jersey. He's looking at the navy blue. 42. It was a little different than what you're going to see on the game day, but they're taking pictures. We saw Jalen Tolbert do this last year. He was taking the one-handed grabs and taking pictures. They're doing this to all the rookies, 45 rookies actually. So again, he was out there wearing 42. You guys seen the video? Mm-hmm. It's enough said there. If you haven't seen it, check it out. If you've seen our thumbnail, you're seeing some of the behind the scenes pictures of both of our Cowboy players. So Luke Schoonmaker, number 86, and Deuce Vaughn, number 42. Both their guys were part of the 45 rookie crew that were selected, that were drafted rookies, selected, and they're in attendance of this rookie event, which is going by Panini America, which is a card. I mean, we went into the Pro Bowl. You'd see the Panini. I know the Panini. We always we make kind of jokes about that, but we get they give away their card company, right? The Topps and Dundris and other ones in the past.
But look, they just happen to share their name with a very popular site.
So Panini America threw this event, and they did this last year. The year before that too. It took place May 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. So that's the end of today, I think. So it happened in Los Angeles. I think my guy here, Thomas Garrett, can vouch for that. He knows where it's taking place at. Rookies are having an opportunity. By the way, this is done, of course, to promote the cards that the Panini and Premier are trying to put out there. But it helps these players kind of get their first taste of business in the NFL and kind of marketing themselves. So rookies have the opportunity to meet with representatives from brands such as Fanatics, of course, EA Sports, Pepsi, DraftKings, Procter & Gamble. There's a whole bunch of them. An added bonus to this, on top of that, these are the first time these rookies will get to wear the uniforms. Which, again, they beat out all the other rookies able to wear their actual game. They have the practice jerseys, but they don't got the uniforms that they can, put on with the pads and the whole thing. They just been dreaming about that, though. These 2 guys got to do it. So a lot of different great things that come from this. And just to kind of give you an idea what this whole event's for these rookies. And again, we talk about these 2 guys in front of us more than anybody else. Players how are they selected? Players in this rookie group here are selected by Rookie Premier based on factors such as college performance, draft status, position, and markability, of which, again, affect trading card values. So Schoonmaker, I'm not sure if he's going to be, the hot card to get, but we know they had to pick a couple tight ends. I guess Luke is one of them. And also looking 42. Now, you tell me he's not a hot commodity when you look at the draft story with him and Chris Vaughn, his dad. And, of course, just the kind of the 5'5" guy, right? That's right there is a very talk about a rare.
Already, obviously, a bit of an outlier,
exactly.
a bit of an oddity, a bit of a point to notice where you go like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah. So again, Deuce Vaughn to me is obviously an easy choice for a face you want to. It can be marketable, right? Or a guy that can be marketable, being 5'5", being
and he has a story, and
exactly.
that. Let's be honest, that's relatively easy to market, especially one of adversity of some kind, which I think going into the NFL as a guy who's 5'5", you face some adversity in your life, I imagine.
And I also think position is important because again, not many offensive linemen in this thing. Sorry, I mean offensive line. Mozzie Smith's not picked. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that not that trench is not just too glorified, I guess, for like what sells rookie cards and sells football cards right now. So
I think that's more of a position.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Some positions just lend themselves better to that than others.
That's what I think. I think position is why they kind of they mention a lot of that about position picking on base position. It's not about tight end or running back. It's about the fact they don't want linemen, pretty much. So rookies benefit from the event by gaining insight and connections that help them develop their personal brands, their careers off the field. So during this event, players receive orientation on union programs, services from the union, and also learn from past participants that are there speaking as well. So Rookie Premier generates numerous business opportunities for these rookies, for these players, but also, and have former players coming in there speaking, and again, an impactful event for all the rookies involved. So it's good to see, these two guys chosen, again, out of 45. I think the Raiders had 4 guys chosen for this. So any quick comments on this, maybe on this specific topic before we keep it rolling? I know people are voting, and we're about to talk about the undrafted here in a minute, but any comments on this?
Real quick, since we were just talking about this, Tommy Montoya did say, I think we need a true middle linebacker to help LVE out.
Damone Clark is getting there, right? He's not really, but he I didn't think he was going to be able to play that middle linebacker role. I think he did a damn good job of it last year, instinctually. And again, being a 5th round pick, but we know he really should have been a second or even a worse, a 3rd rounder, maybe a high second as well. He's showing that.
Maybe his potential from there too could be a little bigger, right?
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Let me see here. No, that's basically Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett. Much love to you.
He knows. He was he was making a mention about where this rookie event was happening in Los Angeles. So, anyways, let's keep it moving, I guess, and finish this up strong. It's a quick one tonight, guys. But now is really our last topic here.
Said a very rookie focused.
Rookie focus. We kind of knew, but this was yesterday. I posted a lot of videos on this stuff, so hopefully you guys check those shorts out. Now, the last thing I want to talk about. Undrafted rookies. We talked about our drafted rookies, the undrafted free agent rookies that we signed after the draft, 13 of them. Who's the most likely guy to earn a roster spot? Is there an update on the poll maybe right now? Because
I saw that's a great point.
Yeah, because again, 53-man roster. We got last year. Who did we get last year? You remember? Peyton Hendershot, an undrafted. That's right. Marquise Bell, an undrafted. These guys made the team.
I honestly, Marquise Bell, I probably would have remembered eventually, but I completely forgot about Hendershot.
You think about again, Malik Davis made it from the practice squad to the starting 53 eventually. We got a role as a running back there. Right, examples of some great undrafted free agents. We got a bunch this year. I think at least 6 high quality guys. Which one of those guys do you think make our team, our 53-man team? Not they all probably make it, but which one makes the 53? And I mean, out of the 4 we picked from the crop that we have here, 13 guys. What's the numbers? Last,
certainly not least, out of 37 votes so far.
Don't say the offensive lineman.
I won't say it then. But yes, TJ Bass, offensive guard from Oregon. He's got 16% of the votes.
It's going up a little. It went 2% up.
It went up a little bit. 22% of you guys said receiver Jalen Moreno Cropper from Fresno State. 27% said the linebacker Isaiah Land from Florida A&M. And, of course, all the way at the top is the fullback Hunter Lipke.
Lipke? Yeah.
Lipke. There we go. See, I
Lip. I just don't look at it anymore. I see the L, I say Lipke.
Hunter Lipke from North Dakota State with 35%.
It's not over yet.
So it's not over.
It's closer than you think. But again, let's break it down real quick and some names. First, we're going to give all the names here in a minute. But again, the most likely to earn a roster spot, a 53-man, not a practice squad, but a roster spot. Talked about Hendershot, Terrence Steele in the past. Terrence Steele was an undrafted. Lyle Collins, undrafted. Cooper Rush, undrafted. I'm saying a lot, I'm telling you guys, when it comes to Will McClay, he knows how to grab these undrafted guys and make something out of nothing. But this year's class should be no exception. Every year we hit on somebody, somebody who makes the 53, or a couple guys that make the 53. So when you look at some of these players we got, it's only actually surprising. It's a lot less than we usually bring in like 20 guys. We only brought 13 in this guys, but there's a lot of value here, especially when you look at the consensus rankings where they should. These guys, most of these guys that I'm going to shout out here. And this is the entire list. Most of these guys were 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round ranked guys in almost every single analytic and every single analyst's book that they got out there. So the Cowboys really got the draft is still to be questioned, I guess. But when it comes to undrafted, there's never a question there. We definitely got one of the best groups of undrafted players. And so again, like I said, some of these guys were draftable players. So we got our 8 guys. We got like another 6. For sure, guys, we got 14 guys that are draftable. So again, think about that's important to have, because all you need is one of those guys to just break out, and just it's not really a big surprise if out of 6 that were supposed to be drafted in the 4th, 5th, or 6th rounds, out of 6 of those guys, out of 13, 6 of them should have been there, and then 2 might break out of that and get into 53, make an impact. That's high value right there. So that's why it's important, guys. A good group to work with here this year. Still tough to see who's going to kind of break out of things, but I want to just break it down just real quick here. Let me get all the names in first. Undrafted free agents this year. Fullback, Hunter Lipke, North Dakota State. Tight end, Princeton Fant from Tennessee. Wide receiver, Jalen Moreno Cropper from Fresno State. Wide receiver, David Durden from West Florida. Wide receiver, Jose Barbone, who really is a strange-looking guy. But again, I like that. We got guys from all over here, right? Jose Barbone from Temple. Receiver John Stevens Jr., Louisiana. Earl Bostic from Kansas. He's an offensive tackle, offensive guard. TJ Bass from Oregon. Outside linebacker. And really an edge rushers, I guess you could say. Tyrus Wheat from Mississippi State. And Isaiah Land from Florida A&M. Darrell Johnson from Liberty. Again, another edge kind of linebacker, right? Cornerback Miles Brooks, and cornerback D'Angelo Mandel. Now, the first guy I want to talk about here, I didn't put him on the list. He's kind of my 5th guy in this list, is Darrell Johnson from Liberty. He's a guy I really, really, I like his opportunity to kind of make this team. But the reason he's not on my list, even on the poll list, is because we have too many edge rushers right now that are in his way. It's just the way it is. I mean, even Isaiah Land is in his way. You know what I mean? So Darrell Johnson,
basically, even if he does everything he possibly could,
he'd practice squad. He's going to be a practice squad guy. He's not a 53. Close if we didn't have Isaiah Land. But we landed Isaiah Land, and that's why there's no room for Darrell Johnson. You look at his... Now, a lot of people call Darrell Johnson a pass-rushing like guy, but I don't know where they got that from. Because when you look at the analytics, the stable metrics from from PFF, his pass rush grade is the 44th percentile. That's below average, right? You got... When you know it's a true pass rushing down, like a 3rd and 12, only 46th percentile. Pass rush grade with play action, 49th percentile. But when and the pass rush win percentage actually goes up to 57th percentile. But so he's average or below average when it comes to percentiles. I know someone who's way above average right here, and that's Brandon James Shea in the house with that.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on it. Much love to him. He goes up this board as we speak. What did the man have to say?
Ezekiel Elliott spotted at Steelers Stadium, but there's a catch.
What's the catch?
So I'm guessing he was probably just there for like an event or something. Just my speculation. I'm assuming that's the catch. But thank you, Brandon James Shea.
Brandon in the house. I shouted you out earlier.
Love, yeah.
Earlier I shouted the man out with the he had dropped the PayPal. The dollar on the PayPal. That puts him actually currently in 7th place on the board with that drop right now, baby. So the man, Brandon James Shea, went from 10th to 7th, just like that. And we'll see how that continues there.
So thank you again, Brandon.
Much love, Brandon.
Appreciate that.
And by the way, it actually takes Mr. Marco Seppian down a couple points here. 5 points on the stream boss, 95. So again, Brandon James involved in the action here on the last night of this week, right? To crown some champions. And also, by the way, Brandon, officially first on stream drop.
That's right.
So much love to Brandon James. Yeah, appreciate you. So Darrell Johnson, just so you know, guys, I just gave you 4 analytics, 4 metrics of pass rushing from Darrell Johnson from Liberty. 44th percentile, 46th percentile, 49th percentile, and then pass rush win percentage, which tells you he can win sometimes at 57th percentile, but nothing there is good. Yeah. Nothing there is going to be like this guy's going to beat out anybody for pass rushing purposes. But let me tell you why I put him on my short list. It's the run stopping, the run defense. This is where Darrell...
Which is obviously a big focus here.
Yes.
Defensively.
The Cowboys have been drafting guys that are run defense oriented, whether it's Mozzie Smith, right? Marvin Overshone. And I keep going here. A lot of these guys we got on defense, Fahoko. I'm saying these guys that we're bringing in are they all have this thing attached to them. Whatever they do, they could be track stars, but they're run stoppers. Yep. All right, they can be pilots, but they're run stoppers.
And like I said, that's obviously a big priority for Quinn. Addressing that, run stop situation.
When I think of it, we got a guy who's like Jalen Brooks. He's to run block. He's a run blocking Noah Brown. Everything is about the run. Offense, defense, special teams about run. So Darrell Johnson, he's 5th on my list because run stop percentage, 89th percentile. And his run defensive grade as an entirety, an 85th percentile through the PFF numbers. So that means to me, that stands out that this guy's not about rushing the passer. This guy's about stopping the run, having an edge setter for the future, a guy who's maybe going to be on that. He's going to be practice squad, but I do believe Darrell Johnson has a good future in the NFL with the Cowboys. We'll see if it could continue in the NFL.
Yeah,
but
fingers crossed, right?
Not great, not great competition, I would say, in college with Liberty. Smaller school and all, but he did lead the nation, all colleges, in tackles for loss. This guy gets in the backfield. Now, I don't see he got sacks and he got all that stuff, but his skills are run stopping.
Even if he was facing lesser talent, that's still an impressive stat.
It is. It's a fantastic stat. It's a fantastic stat. I agree with you, but you got to remember,
context matters.
Again, when he's a rotational guy, he's a first down guy. You want to put in there with the run stop. If Marcus Lawrence can't be in there, and he's not setting the edge, we need somebody who can set the edge. I don't know if this guy can do it, but if that's the only thing he can do, then that's perfect for what we need him for. We'll see what he can do. He's still small. He's too small to do that right now in the NFL. Now, other names, I'm gonna say a couple other names here.
Yeah, before I get Stubby, take it easy, have a great night. By the way, Burn Bar, make sure, let Skeptical fan know. I don't know if it's a one of a kind or something he can get again, but, Burn Bar is a big fan of your hat.
Yeah, I remember Burn liked it when I popped it on.
Huge shout out, by the way, again, to the Skeptical fan for, providing us the
much
key
love
that we're currently representing and wearing here tonight. So, wanted to take a second to shout that out. Yeah. And, of course, Marco Seppian, sponsor of the week, the Stream Boss with 95 points, and Jason Renfro, the Cash
King of the Cash App. In first place, though, David S. On both boards. Still in first place, even by 4, I think 3 or 4, or Marco Seppian. So, man, right now we got an upset brewing here on the Cash App side and the overall board side. So, just to say a couple of these other names, I wanted to bring up, I know Marco Seppian, I brought up a lot about Liberty's Darrell Johnson, and I just wanted to dive a little deeper on his specifics. He's more about a run stopper, rotational. More is going to be, I think he's going to be, Darrell Johnson's more of a practice squad guy. Princeton Fant, tight end. I think he's a guy that you might see playing. Could he be the short yardage running back? I know people don't, you might sleep on this, but this guy I think he had like 6 runs on, 6 carries or something like this. He has 5 touchdowns because they use him in short yardage goal line stuff. Princeton Fant's a big guy. I saw him working out there on special teams. I saw him working out there with Dan Quinn, believe it or not. So it's going to be interesting to see where Princeton Fant, if he can get himself a spot in his team, could it be for that Lipke spot that you talk about? Maybe he could be a fullback. He could take out any ideas for the Zeke thing. He could take out someone like a Ronald Jones or Lipke. So this is why it's important. Princeton Fant, keep an eye on him. Miles Brooks, I already talked about him in the past. I mean, to me, he's been ranked. He looks naturally better than Eric Scott Jr. and Jalen Brooks. I'm sorry, not Jalen Brooks. Eric Scott Jr., who's our cornerback that we got here, traded up for him before we got in the 6th round, in the first pick of the 6th round. So Miles Brooks, to me, looks better. He's ranked higher by pretty much every analytic out there, and every person that breaks these guys down thinks Miles Brooks is the better cornerback than Eric Scott Jr., who we traded up and got him in the beginning of the 6th round. So that, somebody else to watch there, Miles Brooks. Now, and he's from Louisiana Tech, by the way. The last 4 guys are the guys you voted on. All right. And I'm going to start with Jalen Moreno Cropper. He's fourth on my list. Now, I think the main reason, baby, reason he's last on my list, I know he's third. He's fourth on my list out of the last four. I know he's currently third, I think, on this.
And
you
I
guys
guess it has something to do with what I had mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got the three starters. Already we know it's going to be CeeDee Lamb, you got Brandon Cooks, and you got Michael Gallup. We know that most probably, if Tolbert can just do something out on that field, he's going to be the fourth guy, whether it's because of a high draft pick, because whatever it may be. Now, you have a spot in there. You can maybe sneak him in there. Depends how many guys are going to keep. Is Turpin going to count? Jalen Brooks is going to be the Arnoa Brown. Simi Fehoko still in the mix, right? There's a couple other guys from last year still rolling into our, battling for the spot. So, to me, unless he solidifies himself as that fifth or sixth receiver, Jalen Moreno Cropper, it's going to be tough for him to make the 53. Very tough, I think, for there to be a sixth or seventh receiver spot. So that to me is maybe the biggest issue. Oh, I see Clark Kent in the house.
Woo!
And baby, he just broke a tie to move up this board.
Much love, Clark Kent. Appreciate you with a $5 holler and a very important message
he
here.
Put 5 on it. What did the man say?
Could we take a second and recognize mental health in this world? I feel a lot ignore this issue till it's too late. So please spread the word. Thank you so much,
Agreed.
Clark Kent. Much love to you. And yes, guys, again, times are tough, but don't make life harder than it has to be.
Yeah, you are a big-time mental health advocate. You are. I'm
I
kind of older school, but I'm learning. I'm learning slowly, guys. I'm learning. The old school, you just tough and just take it, and deal with it. Man up. But there's some things some people just sometimes need to talk it out, think it through. Mental health, whatever whatever way it is, whatever line you go down on this, there's a lot of different routes. Is my point. But just again, people like Dak Prescott, people like some of our own Cowboy players have also done a great job in bringing this to light.
Yeah,
and making it more
advocating for things like mental health and saying,
making it more, kind of
open and accepting place.
I was gonna say I don't want to say desensitized because that's not the right word to it, but people have to kind of get away from the negativity that's related to like mental health issues or something like this. So we hear you. Destigmatize. There you go. Thank you. That's I know why I keep you around. Amongst the obvious reasons. You're beautiful. You're kind. You're caring. And you're a Cowboy fan.
Of course. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Clark. In the house.
You, much love.
He's in third place. Breaks the tie right behind Marco Seppi. Just listen right now. I got to be fair. He is currently 11 back from jumping over David S. on the overall board. Clark Kent in third place. Just want to throw it out there. Clark Kent. We'll leave it at that. Now, back to things here. By the way, Mark with 90 points. The Marcus Lawrence on the stream boss. We're going to go to the guy who, again, we're going to go through him kind of quickly here, but I do really like Jalen Moreno Cropper. And if he can find himself see, the thing is this, if he can find himself, that's why he's fourth, because I think he has a better chance to sneak on this team at receiver than Darrell Johnson at a defensive edge rusher. But Jalen Moreno Cropper, he has the skills to be drafted in this past draft. He had the skills to get drafted. I think that
he's not bad.
He kind of fell through the cracks. I think it's going to be a thing where you're going to see, he seems to be able to. We talked about him a little bit. We talked about his negatives, but I think he's a guy that could push for one of these 53 spots. I just don't know if the Cowboys have enough room. A lot of this is about if Deuce Vaughn takes Turpin off the team for some reason, right? I think they're both staying on.
Yeah.
But let's say that happens, you see a chance for another receiver to stay on. That's all. And if they need Moreno Cropper, he's that valuable. He's going to be picked up if we cut him. The Cowboys might try to do something like that with that position or another one, like the fullback position or that Tyler Lipke position. So that these things all affect each other. So we'll see how that goes. Jalen Moreno Cropper, I think a fantastic steal for us to have to keep on this team. We'll see how it's really about how he does in preseason and training camp. If he's off the charts, we have to protect him. But we saw guys that were off the charts last year in training camp.
And then obviously
and never got picked up.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying, and just saying like not Miles Davis, but Malik Davis.
Yeah.
I said this guy, do not let him go. He's valuable. It's a tough one. They cut him, picked him right back up. So a lot of these guys, you think, there's no way we're going to get Princeton Fant back. Please, easily get Princeton Fant back. And all these guys, Darrell Johnson be back, unless these guys have something some tape out there in preseason, or that just jumps out, and then everyone's going. That happens, then they solidify themselves a spot in the 53, and that's why I'm saying right now it's about who can sneak on here with special teams and have enough play, enough opportunity, and enough position openness, so to speak. Enough openings available at that position depth to sneak in there in a 53 man spot. So Cropper can definitely do it, but he's fourth on my little list. Next on the list, and we're going to go to this is the top 3 for me. The top 3, I might be wrong, but I do think, even though listen, this guy here, he has something to prove this year. I do think the guy I'm going to speak about here next is, and again, I don't know where he is on the list. I think he's second on the list, but I am a guy who is very happy that this guy's pissed off. All right, and he's going to be coming to Dallas pissed off, and that's number 53, Isaiah Land. All right, and I think this guy was definitely a guy who was a 4th or 5th round, maybe even a 6th round, but nobody had thought he would be an undrafted steal as an undrafted guy. So again, when you look at him, he's outside linebacker, but we know he's kind of playing that edge. Again, outside linebacker in a 3-4, so he's a blitzing edge, as a blitzing linebacker. Either way, guys, he's a lightweight at that position. All right, so he's still too small to play there.
I did want to read a few comments super quickly once you're done.
Okay.
Touching on these.
Okay, wait. If he has any comments on the guys that I've spoken on already, then let me know.
Yeah, that's
I've spoken on. But if it's not anybody I've spoken on yet,
no. Yeah. So Clark Kent said, "I live in Fresno. I've seen Cropper in person. He's got lamb talent. He's gonna be a gem."
So again, that's why I said he's 4th on my list. But if he shows out those numbers like you're saying right there, then he will make the team as a 53. He'll be our 5th or 6th receiver. So but he'd have to show that in the training camp and preseason. But if he does that, he's on the team.
So, I agree. That's all.
Okay, all right.
Keep it rolling.
Isaiah Land, linebacker, a little bit of a lightweight at edge. That's why he's on my 3rd spot here for me. But again, his main thing. We talked about Darrell Johnson. An edge rusher, but he's an edge setter. He's a run stopper. This guy is a pass rusher. You understand? So you got the other side of this. You got one guy who's edge setting, run stopping, tackle for loss guy from a small school. You got this guy from a small school who's a attacking pass rusher. All right, so he's a pass rusher, attacks the quarterback. 26.5 sacks over the last 2 years for this guy here. For Isaiah Land, he has the length of an NFL edge. But the problem, again, is 236 pounds. All right, that's the biggest problem here as an edge. I mean, Micah's at 255 at most, right? And that's, he's got him by 20 pounds for Micah Parsons. And Micah had trouble at 245. So he's 236. He's athletic. He has great play speed on the field, all right? And he has, like I said, length of an edge rusher, so he can bend and stretch, and that's going to be great. He also, with that length, has the ability to run down ball carriers. So he's not necessarily as dominant, let's say, as Darrell Johnson is against the run, but he's still very good against the run and try to slow down running backs like that with the speed and length. A lot of vacancies for the Cowboys at the actual linebacker position. I say edge linebacker. Again, where will the Cowboys play someone like Land? I'm interested to see, because he's more of a pass rusher. But if they want him as a run linebacker, that's where he can sneak. That's what I'm saying. That's special teams. He can definitely sneak on there, push someone like Malik Jefferson, back to the practice squad, and he can make the 53, number 53. Can make 50. I'm just saying that's where he can still attack it there. He's a successful. Transition to off-ball linebacker is where he can really fit in the mix with guys, go up against guys like Jabril Cox, Devin Harper. These guys will be special team minded, right? So he's gonna have a chance to beat those guys out. And like I said, Malik Jefferson as well. Malik Jefferson as well. So I think he has a chance. That's why he's 3rd on my list. He has a little bit of a better chance than Cropper to get into the position depth side of things, I think. Right now, it's very close though between Land and Cropper, in my opinion, on that. Now, in 2nd place is your pick, baby, and Hunter Lipke from North Dakota State, a Bison. So again, when it comes to Lipke, I listen. It's to me the issue is Schoonmaker is going to do all the things in front of him. He's in the depth charts. If you got that tight end fullback that does all the inline blocking and can do can go off for passes and can, other than running the ball, Schoonmaker covers all those bases. Now this guy runs the ball. This guy runs the ball in short yardage. So you're getting him. He can out someone like Fant. That's why he's over Fant on this. What's his name? I forgot his name now. But
Noah?
No, that's the other Fant. Princeton Fant. So Princeton Fant can do the short yardage things, but so can Hunter Lipke. So that's why he has the advantage to me. We know about you get easily excited about fullbacks. We got excited about the other guy last year who was pulling the truck, right?
Let me go ahead and refill my water super quickly while you go ahead and finish on that.
Yeah, so Hunter Lipke, just so you were last year, or was it 2 years ago? I think it was last year. We had the fullback that was pulling trucks with his teeth. Listen, Nick Ralston, I think was his name. I just came to my mind. We got him a couple years ago. He was impressive. We got him in. Everyone was excited. And then he shit the bed, basically. He couldn't do anything. He had one offensive rep in his career, right? Lipke is not like Nick Ralston. So you can get a little more excited about this guy right here. He's going to be wearing number 43, which is again, it's interesting that Deuce Vaughn didn't take 43 for Darren Sproles. He took 42. Obviously, he had a choice. He had a choice to get that jersey before an undrafted guy did. So I'm surprised, but 43 is Lipke. So keep an eye on him out there in the field because he's dynamic. He's not just Nick Ralston pulling trucks with his teeth, right? He's a guy who's a dynamic player and does a great job blocking. And that's one of the big keys. He forget about the strength part, the show-off strength that Nick Ralston had. Lipke has that strength, but he also is fantastic blocker. So fullback, inline, tight end blocking, that's what he does. What else does he do? Power, rusher, short yardage, bulldozer type of guy. He pushes to me a Ronald Jones. You guys thinking about Zeke? Forget about Zeke. If this guy can do what he should be able to do in training camp, preseason, he'll be the guy pushing guys like Ronald Jones out of here. Noah Fant will be pushed off because of a Hunter Lipke. So you look at that. You look at the fact that don't even be surprised if he pushes out Sean McEwen at tight end. Because McEwen does that this guy right here could be our fourth tight end hybrid guy.
Praise.
I'm saying he's a fourth tight end. He's very dynamic. He can do run. He can run power. He's a power runner, which nobody else, as far as tight ends can do. He can catch the ball. Very athletic, dynamic catcher. He can, again, short yardage, but he can block as well, pass protect. So all these things cover a couple different guys on this team that can do this stuff, whether it's undrafted or a veteran. He's got a couple things he can knock out. So if he does well, he can. If he doesn't do well, he's a practice squad guy at best. So the Cowboys have not employed a fullback for years, and on a 53, and he has a chance to change that approach. I mean, I know that he, I talked about him being like used check like if he actually gets close. That's a lot to ask for, but if he gets close to that, it'd be incredible for us to have someone like that. So McCarthy likes to use a big, bludgeoning fullback. He's had him before, so I'm just saying, like, you can see him maybe trying to incorporate him in here, but that's one of the reasons why he's second on his list, because we haven't gotten fullback on this team on our 53 in years, since Kevin Smith, if I'm not mistaken. So, is his name Kevin Smith, the fullback? Remember the fullback that went to the Raiders? It's Kevin Smith, right?
No, Kelvin.
Oh, you forgot.
No, it was Smith.
Okay.
And it starts with a K. It wasn't Kelvin.
All right. I don't know. I thought
Keith Smith.
Keith Smith. There it is. Keith Smith.
Yeah, it took me a second. I got there eventually.
Was the last fullback. Keith Smith was the last fullback we got, I think, on this team on a 53-man roster. I think so. I guess. What's his name? What's his name? Shit. With the old name. We had him for a couple of years, but he was a fullback, but he didn't really play fullback. I forgot his name now. So those are only two guys in recent memory I remember. Whose last name would start with an O. Olawale or something like this. Those are the two guys that we had that were fullbacks, kind of. But this guy here is a true fullback, power running back that is there for, I guess, like Keith Smith, there to block, can play inline tight end, can catch, can run, short yardage stuff. Again, Keith Smith, he can just block, right? He wasn't really this guy can do all these things, the running back, fullback, inline tight end.
Which, again, I think fits a little bit closer to something that has been consistent still with the Cowboys, which is, they love their versatile players, right? I
agree, 100%. That's why I think he has a great chance to make this 53-man roster. But I got to go back to, again, you saw the stuff here with Land, maybe, his size. You saw the stuff with Cropper that, maybe the position battles maybe he's too far down the list to get to 53.
Montana. It was Olawale.
There you go. See, Olawale and Keith Smith. Those are the last two fullbacks I remember that made the 53. Ralston made it on the practice squad, so I don't count. We'll see if this guy can change things. I don't know if they will, but we'll see. We'll see if he can do it.
Take the time, right?
But again, I think that I lost track. But you see the little deficiencies on each guy. Darrell Johnston, he's not really an edge rusher. He's more of a run stopper only, a little undersized, small school. Same thing with Land. Cropper, again, a lot of receivers to battle against, which doesn't mean he can't make it. But, the Cowboys keep their draft picks over any undrafted almost every time. So you have, unless they show out, right? And then when you get to the top spots here, to me, Lipke, the problem with Lipke, it's not his fault. It's position fault. It's the fact that the Cowboys haven't kept the fullback on this team for a while. McEwen all he has to do is a little bit to probably knock him off this team. So we'll see. If McEwen falls back a little bit and Lipke can overachieve, then he's going to make this team. He'll be our fourth tight end and our fullback and our inline blocker behind Luke Schoonmaker. That's going to be his role if he makes this 53. But that's the thing. I don't know if he's going to make it. Now, the reason why I have the guy you guys have currently last on your board there, I mean, Lipke was your number one guy, but I don't think he has the number one chance to make this team. I think it's the big man, number 66, T.J. Bass. Now, a lot of other guys here. You see on the right side, 70-something over there is Awesome Richards. You see number 61 here, another guy, I don't know, is that Lindstrom? I don't know. There's a couple of guys on this team you might know from last year, but that guy right there, that blonde guy there, Bass, number 66, TJ Bass. I want you to hear this. To me, this is the guy that most likely to earn a roster spot on the Cowboy 53-man roster. It's obvious, first and foremost, we don't have many offensive guards. Let's be honest. I mean, we got Zach Martin and Tyler Smith, who's going to play tackle. We got Farniak, who's like a center guard, but he's trash. And then you got, Chumo.
It feels like every guy you're mentioning there has like a little asterisk next to his name. In this
Chume Doga is a tackle originally, right? Can play guard, but can play guard. Doesn't mean he should be playing guard at all times. For a game, maybe, but not 5 games. And then you got other guys. They're going to cross-train Terrence Steele. They're going to cross-train Josh, get the hell out of here, Ball. So I'm just saying, like, to me right now, there's a huge lapse in any kind of depth at that left guard spot. True depth behind Tyler Smith, who might not even be starting there. So to me, that's one of the first reasons why TJ Bass has an edge over the other guys I just mentioned to make this team. Of course, he's got to play special teams, which the hope is he's able to block on special teams, right, and cover down the field a little bit. So again, he has some, athletically wise and ability wise. He has some physical deficiencies. He's a big guy, but he has some physical deficiencies that, as a tackle, that hurts him from making this team. As a tackle, remember, he played tackle there in Oregon. His length, not good. Slow reaction at tackle, not good. But again, you realize I'm saying at tackle, which a lot of people know that the reason why he went undrafted was because a lot of these, the way they're looking at him is at the offensive tackle position. But not in Dallas. But not in Big D.
Yeah, we're looking for something a little different, aren't we?
He has several, and I do mean several positive traits. When you break him down, you see, okay, that's not good for tackle. But he has positive traits. These negative ones don't show up as much, and he has more positive traits that show up when you switch him to guard. Left guard specifically. And that's the key here, guys. Matters. Big time. His wide frame. Phone booth. It eliminates a lot of those issues you see with these guys at tackle, right? His wide frame and he's able to be very strong, physical, glass-eating, kind of mauler type. That's what TJ Bass does. He again, going from tackle to guard is going to improve some of the deficiencies that they talked about and why he went undrafted. Again, length, slow reaction. Don't need the length. Don't need as quick a reaction when you're playing guard compared to tackle. Yeah. Just comparing that. So it's going to help him. Here's the thing, guys. He's again, like I said, he's strong. He has a wide frame. As you can see, 66 pretty damn big there.
This is a wide frame.
But he has powerful hands. He plays strong. He with the powerful hands, he's not grabbing them now, with hands that shove them, moves them, and controls them off of strength, power. That's what this guy, the frame, the power at guard. Outside of tackle, it's an improvement there. And his mental, what's going to help him, guys, is his mental processing, and he has a solid foundation of fundamentals coming into the NFL, even from Oregon.
That's great.
So again, from coming into the NFL, this foundation of fundamentals, which is fantastic. He has a high football IQ. It's going to make the transition easier. He's going to be able to make certain moves, and evolve a little bit faster. Even if he's undrafted, but he's not playing tackle. He's playing guard, right? So he shows very good awareness and understanding when it comes to combination blocks, which we do that on the right side with Terrence Steele and Zach Martin. We got to do that duo combo block there. We got to get it going with someone. Again, TJ Bass may have to step in for a couple of games. Tyler Smith goes to tackle. Let's see how he will work with those combo blocks with Tyler Smith. So and with Biotish at center. So I think this guy has I think he, again, it's not I wouldn't say he's going to blow everybody out the water, but I think that all these guys can actually make this 53. But I think TJ Bass has the best chance to make it. And I'm not done yet. Let me tell you, I got a couple little notes here, guys. He has great hand fighting, grip strength, not holding, but able to grip the guy and move him. Great hip movement. All these things I just said, NFL ready. All right, has to really develop a little bit. It's NFL ready right now, day one. So he's got these things right off the bat. Remember, he started every game for Oregon, the Ducks, over the last 3 years. So he's got consistency.
Obviously, that means he can, knock on wood, stay healthy as well.
Knocking on wood.
That kind of consistency.
Hopefully. Again, he primarily played left tackle, of course, for Oregon in college. 13 of his 34 starts did come at guard. So he has 13 games at guard.
So even with all that, he still has, some actual starting guard experience under his belt.
I've seen footage on this guy playing, and I might actually post it and talk about it, but I've seen him playing as the guard. Mauler in the run game, getting better in the pass protection game. I think this guy has a real chance to make this team as a backup, not a starter or impact guy, as a steal, as a backup, as a tackle, as a guard. Again, the Cowboys love their tackle guards, so that could push off Josh Ball and Farniok, a guy like Bass.
You make a very, very compelling case.
I'm saying you save some spots on your team when you can take out Josh Ball and you take out Farniok. I'm just saying, and you put in Bass that can do this stuff. I mean,
to me, it's more about the fact that, let's say, Bass can do what those guys were already doing, and he can do more than what those guys were giving us and doing for us.
And saves a roster spot. Knock two guys off for one.
Exactly. How is that not a win for everyone?
So that's the thing. Who's our starting guard? Is it, again, left guard? Is it Tyler Smith? What weapon Tyler Smith moves to left tackle? Who comes into that spot? I'm not saying it should be TJ Bass, but if he's the best guy for the job, if it's Chuma Edoga, good. But how confident are you with any of these guys for like 6, 7, 10 games in the playoffs? Is Bass ready? I don't think he's ready, but will he make the team? The 53-man team, I think he has the best chance. Again, because there's no real options at left guard.
Well, and you also pointed out, first I pointed out the fact that, when it comes to the receiver situation, it's going to be hard for Moreno to actually kind of get his foot in the door, so to speak. When it comes to the fullback situation, since that was the most popular choice here, Lipke has to fight his way onto a roster that maybe already has someone who can do a lot of the things he's doing, where you pointed out that, Schoonmaker, kind of fits the bill
does a lot
in
of
a
those
lot
things,
of those ways. Like, maybe he won't give you everything, but it's going to be enough that's going to be so close that the Cowboys aren't going to consider those, 2-3 things he can't do.
If they like what Ronald Jones does better, then there's no reason to keep Lipke in that scenario.
Yeah, and Lipke in this scenario, obviously, it's less about the money and the actual
position,
roster spot that
the
he would be
spot.
taking up. Remember, money is one thing. Roster spots are another, right?
Now, look, I will say this, and I don't want to forget about one of our draft picks, Awesome Richards. Now, Awesome Richard is a left tackle, right? But we know he's going to transition to guard for the Cowboys, although we've heard guard 50-50, right?
Yes.
Guard, tackle. Is he ready to be? Are you guys comfortable with either guy? Bass. Again, I just want to make sure I say this. We know that Awesome Richards is going to be probably ranked higher than Bass, probably, in the depth chart. But who's going to have the better chance? When it comes to making the 53 of the undrafted. Now, I'm not talking about the drafted guys. Richard's going to make the 53 no matter what. We know this. But as an undrafted, will TJ Bass have a chance with his ability to play also guard, tackle? I think him and Richards, I think these guys kick off guys like Matt Farniok, like Josh Ball. I think that's where the issue comes in there. So none of these guys, none of Awesome Richards, Matt Farniok, Josh Ball. Can any of these guys start left guard? Neither can TJ Bass.
Nope.
None of these guys can start left guard. Tyler Smith's the only one that we got right now truly can start there.
So again, the Cowboys, and I'm willing to hear what the heck the plan is, but we've all kind of been saying it. As of now, according to our front office, the plan is we have no plan because there's nobody there, right? And again, it could just be more of like McCarthy's trying to,
be secretive,
deliberately not make things clear or whatever. But we can do math too. Right? Well, we're looking at our roster, we're looking at our personnel, and we're still asking a lot of the same questions.
And that's the thing, though. So, that's the reason why someone like Austin Richards obviously makes the team, and TJ Bass has a better chance to make the 53 because he gives us position flex. He gives us a glass eater in the run game that maybe, Richards is not that right now. Like, I think he's more versatile in the pass game side. So, we got a guy who can help us right away in the run.
Montana said ball with Duke Merriweather is going to be Steel 2.0.
I hope so. I really hope so. But right now, we got to wait and see, right? I mean, I can't. Not every guy that works with Duke Merriweather comes up, being a fantastic player. You know what I'm saying? So
we've had a pretty decent track record, at least.
Listen,
with
we have.
So.
But listen, I'll remind you about two undrafteds. One's Terrence Steele, which Duke Merriweather helped a lot. Guess who else Duke Merriweather worked with? Who was undrafted, made this team, and never produced much. I know he's got an injury now. He's out for a year or whatever. But Brandon Knight was also an undrafted guy. He was kind of hanging around this team, and he also worked with Duke Merriweather. It just doesn't always happen. That's all I'm trying to say. So. TJ Bass will work with Duke Merriweather, and we'll see what happens. Now, Ball's in his second year, so he's got a whole offseason with Duke Merriweather. The hope is we'll see something from him. And, hey, I'm hoping more for that guard spot because I like Willetsko at tackle. I like Willetsko's ability going forward at tackle as long as that shoulder's good. Willetsko at tackle, Ball got to find a spot on this team. So he's got to find a way to get in the guard spot. We know Alarcon's off into the defensive side. I saw him at this rookie minicamp. But I'm just saying, to me, we're going to have to find just that one last depth guy, the guy who's going to throw off a Farniok, because we got Lindstrom. He's going to be probably on the center on the practice squad. So you look at Lindstrom. If you need a center, you can bring him up. I'm sure we have other guys that will. We'll see which guy can play center in this mix. But TJ Bass, I think, has a real good shot to make the 53 because of the weaknesses we have and the lack of knowledge of what was going to do there at that left guard spot and just any place on that depth on that offensive line. You said to yourself that big drop off is huge. Is Austin Richards and TJ Bass, are these guys enough to float us through this year with depth-wise? If you got to start these guys, we're in trouble. Just want to make that clear. But a 53-man squad, Darrell Johnson, I like him a lot. Miles Brooks, I like him a lot. I really, really do love Moreno Cropper from Fresno State. Isaiah Land, fantastic pick, steal pick for me. But the Lipke, because of the fullback and his ability to do multiple versatile things, short yardage running, that makes him a prime candidate. Mm-hmm. And TJ Bass, I think he's also a top prime candidate. The reason I say this, because if he does have training camp and has some good early development in what the Cowboys want him to do, he could be this year's undrafted, lineman that surprises everyone making the 53-man roster. So I'm just saying, we'll throw it out there.
Again, I'm all about the fullback supremacy. But yeah. I think that he does have a pretty solid chance considering, all the other talent. Look, McClay needs to get a raise. And I know he already has one or whatever, but man, talk about hitting it out of the park.
McClay wants to get paid. He wants to be a GM one day.
Potential, he basically is a GM.
I know, but he wants to be. He said he wants to be a GM by name. He said it the other day, by the way. So interesting to see where we're going with that.
Well, Jerry, make it happen. So.
Let's hit up the chat, baby. Hit the last comments before we get out of here for the night.
So, but Montana 808, take it easy. Much love. Have a great night. But yeah, he said Ball's been rumored to work out with Duke Merriweather, so he might be a Terrence Steele. So yeah, hopefully we'll see. End up.
I would love. Listen, if any of our guys wearing this star can improve and get better, I am all in on that. I don't care if I like the guy or don't like the guy. Making the team better.
The good thing is Merriweather. Sorry, he has. He's. Are you sure it's not Merriweather?
It's Merriweather.
Merriweather, okay,
Merriweather, yeah.
But either way, the point is, he has personally worked with several of our Dallas Cowboys throughout the offseason to make sure to either keep them in shape, help them stay in shape, help them continue to develop and grow, come back from injuries. You name it, he's done it. So He's done a great job.
Yeah, no, he's been the go-to guy for the Cowboys on the offensive line side of things, and and even the best guys, the Tyron Smiths, the Collins when he was here, they've gone to Tyler Smith as well now, right? But Tyron Smith, the old school guys, the guys that are vets, they go to Duke Manyweather, and they keep improving their game in the offseason through him. So he's kind of like the O-line guru.
We did see your message there.
Yes, happy birthday. Yeah, we got you there. We got that dollar holler over there from PayPal. So we shouted you out at the beginning of the stream. And yes, a pre-happy birthday to Brandon James Shea.
Let me see. Orion Files, what's up? Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And again, take it easy. Have a great night as well. We have... I'm all shouting myself out again.
Don't forget to hit that like right now. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Notification bell to make sure you know we're going live. Kicking a new week off tomorrow with some new champions. I think right now we got... I think David S. wins both right now. Yeah, right now I think he's got it by just sneaking through Mark Hosepian and Clark Kent, Jason Renfro. Yeah, David S. overcame everyone, it looks like, to get the championship belt for next week.
Let me see. Thomas Garrett, the Superior Garrett. Drums and Cowboys, much love. We have Clark motherfucking Kent. Burn Bar in the house, much love to you as well.
Burn.
Frank Moyer, hello and hi. Stubby 1085, take it easy. Big Boss Man, much love.
Told you guys
would
be a short one tonight, guys. A short stream tonight.
Gerald Beasley, take it easy, much love. Brandon James Shea, of course, shouting him out again. We have, let me see, Stephen White, what's up? Tommy Montoya, hello. Frame Rippers, a.k.a. Voodoo Alpha. Make sure guys check him out. Get your computer gear from him as well on Instagram.
He's MCF's, computer tech over here.
Yes. Akeem Sears, hello. Pioneer, much love. El Cool in the house. We have Thomas Garrett, the Superior Garrett. Presley Mitchell, take it easy. Scorpio, much love. And that's as far back as I can go. Let me come back down. So, that's it.
We're good.
Baby.
Cleaning up the week, guys. I got to shout out one last time. Sponsor of the week. And still Stream Boss for now entering our 12th week here. Mark Hosepian, 90 points in the Stream Boss, but he's a sponsor of the week. Much love to him. Till tonight's over, he's sponsor of the week. After this, starting tomorrow, somebody else gets that label, so to speak. And the king of the Cash App, Jason Renfro. Much love to Jason Renfro. Always appreciate his support and love here. Last 2 years plus. So another kind of, family member for years and years. So appreciate you, Jason Renfro. But again, Mark Hosepian, the all-time record streak, 15 weeks in a row, sponsor of the week. Jason Renfro, the all-time streak on the Cash App side, 20 weeks in a row. Crazy numbers. But tonight, we have a new leader on both of those, starting tomorrow. Unless some crazy stuff happens here at the end of this show, David S. is the Cash App king, and he's taken over that sponsor of the week. Taking it from Mark Hosepian. David S. is taking that Cash App king away from Jason Renfro, and he's repping the board, kicking off a new week here tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever we kick off the next week, right? It'll be one of the next couple of nights. Again, not much news the last couple of nights, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. If anything hits, we're going live. If it's light, we'll hit you on Tuesday and do the check-in here on My Cowboys with the new week and with David S. repping the boards as the Cash App king and that sponsor of the week. So appreciate David S. and everybody else. Drop the love here at night like Clark Kent, Brandon James Shea. We had the other, the pre-stream / off streams drops from also Brandon James Shea, Jason Renfro. Much love to you guys, everybody in there. Our newest membership. Oh, I never did the shout-outs at the star level. I forgot. You got the Man Skeptical fan, of course, the leader with the gifting of the month. You got Lincoln Kane all the way from Australia, repping that star over everything on the other side of this rock that we live on. And our newest member, Dwayne Broussard.
The top dog himself.
Much love. Sub it up to his channel, too. Dwayne Broussard, top dog. You can't miss it. Appreciate all three of you guys in the star level. Anybody else who's joining that, you can do it when we're not live. You can still join it or move up your you could go to silver level, you can go to over everything level if you're in the Navy Blue crew. So again, guys, thank every single one of you guys for doing it up here, repping it with us here with the family. Not just today, not just all week, not just all month or year, but years and years since birth, honestly. For me, repping that star for everything, baby. We'll let them know why we do this on the nightly here on My Cowboys Family.
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
You know it, guys. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, we rep that star over everything. And here, almost 6 years in a row. We're on this little channel, this little YouTube thing called My Cowboys Family. Never forget the number one thing here, now and forever, as always. Go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond. Remind those Eagle fans, 5 is always greater than 1. Always. Nothing's changing. We'll get that 6 before they get there too. And much love to all of you in the chat, dropping the knowledge literally all night long for the wrap-up of the finale for this week. So thank you for the back and forth on that. Can't do this without the discussions. And also can't do this without the drops of love from above. About an hour and 20-minute show tonight. Quickie. But appreciate you guys with your support and your love, whether it was through the drops of knowledge, drops of love. Baby, it's time to drop out and clock out of here for the night, for the week, and kick off a new one tomorrow before we can do all of that, baby, and relock and reload. Finalizing this week and continuing, breaking out a new one tomorrow. What do we got to do before we drop out for the night?
We got to drop the beat.
Yeah, beat's been dropped. Much love to Skeptical Fan. With the shirt and the
yes, of course,
hat.
Representing it. Much love. Thank you, Skeptical. Appreciate you, of
him,
course.
Man. He's on that board. You see him up there. Scorpio as well, but membership gifting, man. Appreciate him. Appreciate everybody here. Everyone here. Jason Renfro, Marco Sepian giving the baton over to David S. Congrats. And everybody.
Admit, I love having that beat drop back.
Yeah, we get that beat drop, right? It feels real again. Thank you all for repping it with us here on My Cowboys Family. Remind those Eagles 5 is greater than 1. And remember what we talked about tonight. And what was the closing poll, by the way? As we get out of here, we'll close this poll out.
Of course. Go ahead and close it out. Let me read
Ending
it out.
the poll. There it is. Poll's ended. So in case you're wondering. But we'll shout it out here as we close it out. That's what we talked about. The Deuce,
undrafted rookie.
We had Deuce Vaughn and Schoonmaker and their little event. But we also had discussion about undrafted. And who was the last guy on the list out of the 4? That they would think it makes a 53.
TJ Bass, actually.
Boo.
Surprisingly. But he did go up quite a bit. 19% there. 24% for Jalen Moreno. 26% for Hunter Lupke. And Isaiah Land ended up winning it.
Really?
29%.
All this. Yeah, so everyone got.
With a last minute jump there.
That's crazy, guys. Check it out. You guys made it happen. I wish we got that before I closed the beat out because we were discussing. But hey, we all are about the same page. It's an even split pretty much across the board. We got a lot of great undrafted guys. We talked about it all here tonight at MCF, where it's always about that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything. Never ever forget the number one thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow for a new day, a new week. Keeping it up with the Cowboys news, info, and updates. You know what we do in the nightly, guys. Much love to all. Have a great night. Take care. Stay safe. We'll see you again tomorrow and the next day. Peace. And never, ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.